Hey, it's MK, and I am scrapping on a ship today, and I was inspired by the Scrapping Sisters. I believe this one is actually Katie's layout. It's kind of cool. They share a YouTube channel and an Instagram, and they share back and forth with each other, so you kind of have to pay attention to when they comment that says, hey, this is Katie, or hey, this is Jess, and posting what they post. And so this is what I have picked out for my inspiration because I love pocket pages. But what she did was she actually took a regular page and made it look like a pocket page. Well, I'm actually going to make a pocket page using all of my scraps from the kit that we created for the actual Scrappin' on a Ship retreat that we went to. So I'm pulling out all of the little pieces. I've got the packaging still in here for when I did my voiceovers. And so I'm pulling out all the stuff, and I'm not really sure, do I save it? I'll go through it later. But that's what you're seeing me go through is sort through all of the stuff that I have left over. Now, I briefly showed it to you guys when I did a kit share, but I didn't actually open up the bag and share with you guys all the goodies that is left over should you do the kit like we've instructed, I guess is the best way to do it. So we have a ton of sequins. I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing with the sequins yet, so I'm going to just put them off to the side. I save all of my branding strips because you never know when you're going to need a strip of paper to hold something together, like a washi tape. And if you don't have washi tape, branding strips are perfect for that. If you need just a little bit of that same color, but you don't want to cut into a bigger sheet, again, the branding strips are perfect for that. So I always save my branding strips until I am done with a project or a kit or anything like that, and then I start tossing them out. So I'm not going to throw anything away just yet. Like I said, right now I'm just kind of going through and sifting and seeing what all I have. Now, my pocket pages are on the long side. So this is quite a long video, and most of that is because of the fact that one, I'm going through all my papers and deciding what do I want in my pocket pages, and then two, cutting up all the little pieces for those pockets. Now, the pocket page that I will be using is a old Stampin' Up! Design. I do not believe that it is available anymore, but something similar is out there. I buy all of my pocket pages from scrapbook.com because they seem to have the best selection in variety of pockets. Does that make sense? So basically, if I don't want the original Project Life pocket page where you've got 4 horizontal 4x6s and 3 or 4 vertical 4x3s, if you don't want that style consistently throughout your album, because that was not working for me. I tried to use it. I had hundreds of that style, and not once did I ever reach for it. Nope, never did. So I ended up actually taking it to a retreat and bagging them up in like sets of 10, and I think everybody took one home because I could not. I had no reason to keep them, and I still don't miss them to this day, but I have a large bin where I keep all of my pockets. So on the downside, I have a QR code where this, I believe it was Kathy, I think actually a couple girls videotaped this billboard that I walked right by and didn't even realize it moved. I was focused on pirates, you guys, seriously. But in Nassau, there's this giant billboard or display board, Jumbotron is what somebody else named it, and it moved. So it showed these really cool animals like swimming in a tank, and then all of a sudden they come out at you like a 3D tank type thing. And so they were gracious enough to share their videos with us, and I compiled them all into one video and made a QR code, so that way I can put my phone over it and watch it and share with my kids. I especially love the children in the background for seeing it for the first time and their expressions and hearing the expression when they pop out. And so I really liked it. So I'm grateful that you guys recorded it for us. Thank you so much, because I walked right by and didn't even know it moved. I didn't even see that it was doing something. I thought it was just a large advertising welcoming us to the island. That's all that I thought it was. But apparently if you stand there long enough, you get a surprise pop out at you. So also what I did was I took still shots from each of the videos so that way I could share without them moving, but they were so cool. I mean, the still shots don't do it any justice. You guys have got to check out the QR code, and there is a picture in the back of my video. So if you guys want to pause it and do the QR code, I double checked, it works. So if you guys want to do that and check out the video, it's cool too. Janet also has a QR code because we didn't coordinate together and realized that we were making the same one, and then she beat me to all the other QR codes. So perfect. I will take it. And definitely appreciate the fact that she's already gone through. I was doing mine one at a time as I was creating the layout, but she did them all at one time, which was way smarter than what I had going on. So, you know, this is what makes us a perfect pair, is because she does one way and I do another way, and we both end up with the same result. Some of us do it faster. So anyways, I did take some screenshots because I thought the images were so super cool. However, because you're screenshotting from a video, you don't want to make them into 4x6s. The resolution is just not high enough. In fact, the 3x4s that I ended up doing, the resolution was still not high enough to get a clear image, but it's what I was going for. So I mean, I really, wanted everybody to see that, yes, this was from a screen, not an animal in real life, right? So I went ahead and picked a pocket for each little animal. Now, the cool thing about this pocket arrangement, I love different sized pockets. Love them. I can't get enough of them, you guys. So Stampin' Up! Came out with the best selection of pocket designs back in the day. And I wish that they would come out with them again, because they were so cool and so unique that they only came in, I want to say, a 6 or an 8 pack with 1 or 2 of each design. That's not enough, people. I need 10 or 20 of each design because they're so cool and so unique. So I limit myself on how I use these designs, and this one was perfect. So I've got a big 4x12 pocket right up at the top. So that's going to be more or less my title piece. And then I have 3 4x6 pockets, and down at the bottom, perfect place for a QR code, 2 3x4 pockets, and then of course a pocket left over for just embellishing, right? And everybody just uses the embellishments. So like I do on all of my embellishment clusters, which is basically what a pocket page is to me, is small little embellishments on a card, right? I get to use up some goodies, and I get to make each one unique if I want. I can make it cohesive if I want. I mean, pockets really do let you be creative, and it doesn't have to make sense as long as each pocket looks good. So each 4x6 or 3x4 or 4x12 in this case, each pocket has to look good, and that's it. Nothing else does. This pocket doesn't have to match the next pocket. I mean, honestly. And that's what I love about Katie's design, is the fact that she used the exact same collection, and it looks like she took one of the cut apart cards and cut it up and then glued it all back together after she was done designing it and distressing the edges and things like that. And so it looks really cool, but then in turn also took out some cards to do pictures. And then of course, if she wanted to move them around, I want to use this card, even though it didn't belong right there, I can now put it right here. I can replace it with something totally different from another collection, things like that. Pockets don't have to make sense, and that's what I love about them. But then again, you can turn around and they can make total sense. And blend together. So I am definitely going to utilize all of my scraps, so that way this pocket is going to make sense, but it's not going to be matchy-matchy. Every pocket can be different, just like I'm doing right here. Some of them are pocket cards that belonged in the pockets, and some of them are just regular scraps that I had going on to fill the pocket. Now, for the one pocket card that I was just working with, I took out the saying, because the first thing I was going to do was just cut around the design and tuck my photo in there. And then I realized, no, I think it'll be kind of cool if I had a frame around this shark and whatnot, and you can see his teeth bit into the glass and all that stuff. So I went ahead and I cut it out. But because my cuts aren't perfect, I am not the world's best cutter in the world, I went ahead and I used my fingers to distress the edges. So that way now it looks like it was on purpose, right? And I don't have to worry about everything being perfect. So I'm going to cut my QR code down so that way I can use a cool design on my pocket, and cover up some words is basically what I'm doing. I liked the designs on the cut apart cards, but I didn't like the words. Why does every pocket card or cut apart card have to have words on it? Can't it just be pretty? That's what I want. So I cover it up with pictures, or if it does just have an image, I try to incorporate more stuff to bring the image to life so it's not so 2D. Okay, so going back, I'm also going to try to bring in the corrugated paper as well as this dark wood grain, because of the fact that I really wanted to bring in some more of the layout that we did, the layouts that we did, and incorporate more of what we did through the class, right? And then that way some of my pages blend in with them, and some of them are just matchy, more or less. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I totally forgot to zoom in the camera. I am the worst at zooming in, zooming out, and all that good stuff, you guys. So I hope the detail is okay enough that you guys can still follow along. I'm going to use this peachy dark pink It's a Girl collection color to frame in, so that way I can bring in some more of that the flamingo and the flowers going on color. And I'm just framing it in. Plus that octopus was the perfect match. I mean, how did they plan that? That was so cool to see that the octopus was already my colors, in the color scheme. So I love it when things come together like that. Now, another thing too is adding interest into your pockets. Don't always put everything into a centerpiece. I like to move them around. I like to have them go at an angle some way and an angle another way. This one here, I'm putting all the way over to where it looks like the Jumbotron is coming off my page and into my layout. So I'm going to do that. And then I had another pack of these flowers that I don't know where, it's only a partial pack. I'm not sure if it came in a Not Just for Boys Kit Club from back in the day. I don't remember, you guys, but I did find it in my stash, and I thought, I could bring these in, and I wanted to bring in just a little bit more of that flower instead of just having one of those on my layout. So I went into my stash and pulled that out, and then I'm going to bring another one in, I believe, for the title piece, which the title piece isn't going to be this giant title piece. It's just going to say something about paradise up at the top. I think it says wander, or no, the wander one is down there. Explore paradise, I think is what it is, which clearly I did not, because I totally missed this giant Jumbotron that's right there. I mean, you can't miss it, you guys. You walk into the city and this is the first thing that you see. But like I said, I didn't stand there long enough to pay attention. We were just beelining for I don't know where. We started just walking. Where were we going? I don't know. But it was fun. It super was fun. Here I'm going to just try to use my scraps of this peachy pink paper. So I'm trimming down my photo just a little bit more, which is a good thing because you don't always want everything to be uniform. At least I don't. When you're trying to draw interest, and when you're not uniform is when people's eyes start to wander, because it's a little bit of chaos mixed with a little bit of creativity, and then people start to go, oh, and then their eyes wander around the page. If everything's the same, their eyes kind of glaze over the page, right? Because it's all the same. There's no interest drawing them in to make them want to look and find the uniqueness. So got that going on too. And you guys, I can't say enough about unique designs like this. I love all the different elements and trying to bring them all in. I absolutely love them. I just can't get enough of these page protectors that have a larger pocket that's larger than 4x6. I love them. My favorite one is the 6x12s. and then they either have 3 4x6s next to it or 2 4x6s on the top and bottom and 3x4s in the middle. Those ones are my favorite. My favorite. I just can't. Anyways, going to go ahead and add some of my favoriteest twine in the whole wide world to this tag. I still don't know exactly what I'm going to be doing, but I did flatten my corrugated cardstock or corrugated paper here. I flipped it over and I just used my fingernail. In class, we ended up using a brayer, but flattening it does help not add bulk to a layout. So we did keep that in mind when we designed these layouts, is some people don't like bulky layouts, and we don't want anybody to feel like they have to leave something out. And so we definitely tried to make it to where it wasn't super thick, but yet still had all that texture and stuff that Janet and I both love bringing in our layouts. So with the burlap and the corrugated and all that good stuff. All right, so I did fussy cut out all of those cute little starfish from the, I don't know, branding strip. It was a 49 and Market branding strip. I also cut out another word that I used on the layout already, or on one of my 4x6 pockets that I missed talking about. But it's just more elements that I can add, to my layout. And so it didn't work for me having the 3 starfish all together. So I cut them out so I had a little bit more to sprinkle around my layout. Every little bit helps. Oh, it says Travel Paradise. That's what it says. That's my title, you guys. Just short and simple. I've got this little anchor left over. Basically what I did was I dumped out all of the leftover pieces from the actual cruise kit, and I divided and conquered. That's one of the things that I love to do with my stash, is just divvy them up. Okay, I've got 6 pockets to play with, and now I just need to go and figure out what do I want in each pocket. I make sure that I have all the colors represented. So I've got blues in some, peaches in some, yellow in a little bit, so I just made sure that there wasn't too much of one color in one pocket. And then of course, I made sure it made sense, right? Like Seize the Day, I thought was pretty cool for the shark. I really did. Plus he was super blue, super gray. So it needed a little bit more of the pink in there. Where the title was all blue as well, so it needed a little bit more of the pink. So just doing all that kind of stuff. I did decide to frame my my QR code in some of that peachy pink because I wasn't sure if I was going to have any left over. I wanted to make sure that that was taken care of first before matting my QR code, but I also didn't know if I was going to I didn't know if I was going to need it or want it, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And then, of course, on the other side of the peachy pink is this light blue. And I wanted to bring in the light blue on this wood grain. And here in a minute, I am going to test the QR code. And I left this part in here because I wanted to bring in a design. I wanted to bring in this flare from Scrappin Happy Studio. But my thinking is that if I cover up that corner, will I still be able to use the QR code? Because if not, then the QR code is going to be left all by its lonesome, and it's going to look a little weird being left there without having any elements around it, because it covers it up and it doesn't work, right? So I actually am going to bring it in. Here I am putting it on there, and then I realize, this is where I want it. Does it work? So I'm going to take my phone and check it. Oh, yep, it did work. Wait, let me try it again. Yep, it works. Okay, beautiful. So I can put my flare right there in that corner, and I didn't have to worry about covering up a part of the design, a part of the code, right? So I was super excited about that. Now I know that for future reference too, right? So I don't always have to have the code just sticking out and being prominent on my page. And I am, again, my fussy cutting is not top notch. It is not perfect at all. So I do end up using my fingernails to rough up the edges. And if it looks like it was supposed to be roughed up, then you guys, it works that way. It just works. Also too, back in the day when I first started recording videos and stuff, I used to use my Scan and Cut a lot. I really, really did. And all of a sudden I stopped using it. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. But fussy cut just seems to be faster for me. Unless I pre-plan it, I guess, is something. But Brother Scan and Cut definitely takes a lot of patience, because you have to make sure it can see all the lines, and you have to preview it and all that stuff. But once you get there and push that button and get all those pieces cut out, it's awesome. It's an aha moment. It's really awesome. I already said that twice, but it is that awesome. But for me, just like these little stars and stuff, fussy cutting is the way to go for me. It just would have taken way too much. Okay, so I do have an abundance of these wooden, they're not stars, they're hearts. I have an abundance of them. I did not end up using any of them. Well, I think I used one or two on the cruise layouts. Because hearts aren't my thing. They just aren't. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to scatter them throughout these layouts. I really feel like they will work really well and give me a little bit of sprinkling where I feel like something's missing, right? So again, I divided and conquered all of the wooden hearts. I had a sticker left. I had a chipboard, one chipboard and one sticker. How does that make sense? Did they even come with more? But most of them were cardstock. And if you mix them and match them, nobody will even know, really, honestly. The only thing I wasn't able to scuff up or rough up the edges on was the chipboard piece, but I'm okay with that. And once I am done spreading these out, I'll show you guys all the cards individually. I was going to share with you guys the cards individually as I was creating them, but then it didn't make any sense to me to do that and be pausing the video. I felt like it was going to make the video even longer than what it already is. So last little heart that I have, I believe, to put on the layout. Yes, yay! Now I'll share with you guys what all of these cards look like close up and in person. I love doing pocket cards, you guys. I really do. It's a good mix between 12 by 12s and then, of course, just using up your little bits. It really is, especially when you're getting down to the last of a collection and you want to use it up instead of put it away, right? So pocket cards are the perfect excuse to just use up all those little scraps before tossing or putting away or whatever you guys do with scraps. So that shark is awesome. I was going to have him coming straight towards us, but then you couldn't see those teeth in the glass, so I had him swimming away. Anyways, personal preference. And then, of course, just a sunny days or happy days card. And then there is the QR code. And again, I have a picture in the very end if you guys want to pause the video to actually get the QR code to work for you guys. I have a larger picture at the very, very end. So first of all, Scrappy Sisters, thank you so much for inspiring me to do another pocket card. I just loved your inspiration. It was so fun scattering little bits all over the place and intermixing my pictures. I love doing this. I really, really do. So your guys' inspiration sparked new life into me wanting to do this. Also, too, don't forget to check out the link that I have down below for everyone that is playing along with the May I Scraplift You that Pineapple Papers Crystal Barrett puts together. Don't forget to check out Janet Fritz because she's scrapping on a ship with me all month long. And I will check you guys all later. Bye.